Hello, hello, good morning, everybody. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Test, 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 test. Okay. Looking good today, looking good. Got Curtis in the house. What's up, Jason? What's up, WPDV, Benjamin? We get Alan. Andre, wait, are you changing your name, bro? I don't know. Didn't you have a different username a little while back? Is there a video on how to set up a reusable custom post template in Etch? Reusable custom post. Oh, I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah, that's in the community. There's instructions on how to do that. What's up, David? What's up, OC Broadband? Rune, Sylvia. All right, Lizzie, Cedric in the house. Good stuff, good stuff. Carl, fantastic. We're going to be talking about some AI stuff today. I know, well, you know, if you're feeling a little tired of the AI thing, you know, you might enjoy today's discussion. But I've been thinking more about AI. I've been thinking more about the role of page builders in the AI era, the posts that I see constantly. You know, I don't know if you guys have heard, but every industry is dead. Every industry is cooked, smoked, whatever. Like, every day I get on, it's another thing. Interior designers are fucking cooked. And it's like some nonsense bullshit. And it's like, man, I need like an auto mute, right? I'm going to get a Claude bot going just to auto mute these guys, these people. I can't take it anymore. It's like the lowest hanging fruit, anti-intellectual post model that you can have in 2026. It's like, let's do something with AI in some industry and then declare that the entire industry is cooked. And that's what that's the entirety of my content strategy in 2026. Apparently that's how these people think. I don't know. Got to brush off a customer of the phone to make it. Okay. All right. No problem. Zach's in the house. Can we have a code checker for Bev when she misses yeah, there'll be linter and all of that good stuff. Anyway, we're going to talk about some AI stuff, and then we're going to live build some patterns from the, people are always requesting stuff from the frames library getting rebuilt in Etch for the new patterns library. So we'll do a little bit of that, make some progress on that. I like to do that live because it's educational, but it also kind of gets some work done. It's kind of productive. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of times these streams are not productive for me. They're educational for you, but they're not productive for me. And so I spend 2 hours on the stream, I get off and I'm like, I still got to do something productive, you know? Even though, you know, in a way it's productive, but you understand what I'm saying. Like, I can't actually check off a box of work getting done for the day. Whether it's on my own new site or the pattern library or automatic CSS or anything else, like, I often feel like I spend a lot of time and haven't done anything. So this allows me to actually get something done on the stream and check a box. Okay, well, the chat is not going crazy today, so we might just go ahead and start some building stuff, or we'll talk about the AI thing first. So I'm gonna go ahead. What should I do here? What should I do? I think I had a new screen for this reaction screen. Let's see how that works. There we go. Well, it's a little zoomed. I don't know. Let me see if I have a setting for this. Do I have a setting for this? Can I adjust this? Zoom to app windows? Yeah, I don't know. Well, that's all right. You can see enough. You can see enough, can't you? Anyway, I came across this X post by Steve Perry, and it says, it's becoming very obvious what copy has been written by ChatGPT, and equally obvious which dashboards and general UI have been built using Claude. And, replace ChatGPT and Claude for just any generic LLM, I suppose. Katie responded here. Yeah, it's crazy. It's fine to use AI as a starting point or even to do the bulk of the work, but I can't understand people who just publish it as is and don't bother trying to make it look authentic or unique. And then Steve says, 100%, I think this will be one of the biggest giveaways for products not to trust. I've already seen people saying they don't trust apps or plugins that look vibe coded. Those who succeed with it, in my opinion, will be those who add the extra 20% or use it as a starting point. And so this is kind of the jump off for the conversation today. I've been thinking about this a while now. I really feel like, well, one, I don't know if you're experiencing the same thing. My wife actually brought it up. My wife's not techie, right? My wife brought it up. She's like, she's like, I got friends, well, not friends, but like acquaintances. And then, influencers she was following, because everybody's got some sort of influencer somewhere in their life, And she's like, I'm getting sick of the fact that I can tell all their fucking posts are written by AI. And she's like, it's a total turnoff. She's like, I don't want anything to do with these people now. I don't want anything to do with their posts, their content, their products, they're nothing. I don't want anything to do. Because it's like, and somebody posted, I got to find the link to it. I think it was in the Inner Circle. Really good article. Kind of explaining like, hey, we're humans. Humans should have the decency to talk to other humans with their own human language. Like the minute you are like, oh, I'm just going to let AI do my work, like do my dirty work. I'm going to let AI post content. I'm going to let AI generate my work that I sell. I'm going to let AI do it. Okay, hold on. Like humans don't really have any interest in that. Humans have interest in other humans. Humans have interest in original ideas. Humans have interest in personality. Humans have interest in a lot of things that make us human. That's normal. And so if you opt into allowing AI to take over large parts of your humanity, I just want to warn you that other humans are going to start ignoring you. Other humans that is a big turnoff to actual real humans, okay? We want people who show up as themselves, actually. We don't want people who show up as a robot. Okay, we're gonna have a world full of robots. That is undeniable. We don't want the humans to become the robots. I think everybody is pretty much on the same page with regard to that. And I actually think we're gonna get to a point where when we have robot world, which is coming, by the way, like everybody is very AI right now. Remember, AI is isolated to your devices. But I would say in the next 3 to 5 years, you're going to start to see the rollout of physical robots that are empowered by AI. Elon is essentially going to create an entire army of these fucking things. And they're going to be they're going to be at the car wash. They're going to be at McDonald's. They're going to be everywhere. They're going to be everywhere. You go to a party. It's not a beautiful woman walking around with a platter of drinks. It's a fucking robot. Like this is the life that we're about to live. Okay. And that is going to cause a shift where the more AI and the more robotic the world becomes, the more humans will actually crave humans, okay? Because as we recognize the helpfulness, sure, they're helpful, right? I got a robot doing my laundry. I got a robot doing my dishes. I got a robot cooking my meals. That's fantastic. That's probably extremely helpful. That's going to be a great future in a lot of ways. Probably have robots doing surgeries on people and shit, and robots doing a lot of phenomenal things. But I think when it comes to art, when it comes to entertainment, when it comes to hanging out, when it comes to the hobby activities that we choose to do, I think there's going to be a lot of anti-robot in all of that. I think there is going to be like, let's save a lot of the human-y stuff for humans to do and to indulge in. And there's going to be a big attraction to humans. And of course, there's pendulums and there's these shifts that we always experience in life, where something is new, like AI and robots, and everything shifts and goes real hard in that direction, okay, for a while. And then there's the swing back. It's gonna swing back because everybody's gonna get fucking tired of it. And they're gonna be exhausted by AI everything and robotics everything, okay? And that's going to, I think, help people reprioritize what they actually want to see in life. And it's going to create a balance where, yeah, the robots they're helpful and they're here but they're not us. They're not us. And we shouldn't try to be them, and we shouldn't get them to try to be us. There should be a fine line, maybe not even so fine, maybe a thick line. It should be a thick line, okay, between them and us. And, that takes us in, if we are in the world of art, we are in the, UI is art in a way. And AI right now can replicate our art, but it cannot make its art. It cannot make its own art. Okay. It does not have the humanity to come up with the ideas that we come up with. It is a very fancy regurgitation engine, and it is not a human, and it cannot do human-like things. And so I would highly caution, if you turn your portfolio of work over to the regurgitation engine that is AI, people are going to quickly identify that and be like, I don't really have any interest in that, okay? I want work that's in this area of life. I want work that's done by humans. So that is an important thing. 2, this kind of brings me into these posts that I see where I see this as comments on many posts talking about AI and page builders, especially. This one in particular, I didn't like capture it, but it was on the new Elementor video where they were showcasing Angie. Angie is their new AI assistant or whatever. And in the comments there were a few people like, more power to Elementor, but they're never going to catch up with real AI. They're so behind. No, we don't even need the page builders anymore. I can open Claude Code and type up a few instructions, and it generates an entire website. And I'm getting projects out the door in 2 days. And this is the story that you hear over and over again. Everything's dead. Everything's gone. It's just this new era of AI produces everything in 2 days, and we cash the checks. And that's kind of like what the gist of all of these posts. And I have to ask myself, I'm like, I guess you have clients that just have no need for anything unique. And you have clients that have no care about details, small details. Because let's be honest, these people don't really have all that much control over what the AI is producing. If you're going to go take any project that needs to be done and be like, well, 2 days it's out the door and I cash the check. Okay, well, nobody in that 2 days wanted anything different than what was output, most likely. And if they did, it was very generic stuff. It wasn't like unique problems and we needed to find unique solutions or anything like that. And so we're mass producing slop and cashing checks and saying that that's what our life is relegated to now. And because we can do that, because we can mass produce slop that, by the way, can't be maintained. Really, if you need maintainability that actually starts to get specific, if there's problems that the AI cannot solve, which does happen, you have put yourself in a position where you are completely unknowledgeable about the project. Okay, now I've seen this in my own experiments. I very recently did an experiment where I was building a UI for managing my softball roster and field positions and lineups and all of that other stuff. And I ran into a few problems. And by the way, I didn't even tell it to use BIM and, the CSS stuff. I just vibe coded it the way people say to vibe code things. So for all I fucking know, I haven't even really looked at it because I didn't care. It could be using Tailwind. It could be, I don't know. I don't know what all I told it was build it in Svelte. I didn't really tell it anything else. So I know it's built in Svelte, but I'm not a Svelte expert by any means, right? So there's been multiple times where I run into a problem, and if the client was asking for what I'm asking for, I don't know what I would have to tell the client. What am I going to tell the guy? My AI it's not getting it. It's going to take more time and more tokens, and I gotta keep, because I have no knowledge of the code base. And that's a big, big, big problem. I can't go in and fix it. I can't just go in and be like, oh, I see where the AI is getting stuck here. I see where it's taken a wrong approach. I see where the logic broke down. I see why it's running into. If it's confused, there's nobody else to fix it. And so I don't think that agencies, not only are they not ready to put themselves in this position, but you would never want to put yourself in this position where you have no idea how the project was built because you have just turned your life over to the robots and said, well, we're just going to let the robots do it. Well, you're not, we don't really need you anymore at that point. I mean, anybody could literally do that. They wanted to spend the time to do it. So you take something like Etch. Where does Etch still fit into this bigger picture? Now, Etch is not for software development, it is for website development. But in a world of AI where we are not comfortable with, nor do we want to turn, first of all, let's just be clear. The idea that I would enjoy turning my life over to Claude and being like, all I'm going to be is a prompt expert now. I am going to be an expert at getting Claude to output the things that I need output as my career. That's my life now. It's not me solving problems with the code. It's not me building things with my digital hands. It's not me. I'm just a communicator. I'm an advanced communicator, and I sit in front of a screen all day talking to a fake human, and all I do is communicate what it needs to output, and often get stuck in endless loops, but that's what I'm here for, is to get myself out of the endless loops. But I don't really know what's under the hood anymore, and I'm getting dumber as this process goes on, by the way. I mean, you are going to take 2 weeks off of building websites and then start to build a website and you're like, shit, I'm a little slower. I'm a little dumber. I took 2 weeks off. Imagine 6 months of not touching code, of just prompting LLMs. Remember, CSS still advancing. Svelte, React, whatever Vue, whatever you happen to be using in terms of JavaScript framework, those things still advancing. You're not keeping up with any of those advancements. You've turned your life over to the agents. And so it is getting smarter and better. You are getting dumber and less relevant and less capable the longer this goes on. It seems to me that you are exterminating yourself. That's crazy. That's wild. And so in an era of AI where a real professional looks at this and says, okay, I want AI to help me in the areas that I want help in. I want it to do mundane things. I want it to do redundant things. I want it to do, maybe I want it to write tests. Maybe I want it to, but I am in command. I am in command. I am the captain still. Not now, still. I am the captain. I know the code. I know my discipline. I know my craft. I use AI to help me. And so, yes, the idea that I want to use a visual development environment like Etch, where I can see the code and touch the code, and AI can assist, and AI can do a lot of things I don't want to do, but I still know how everything works under the hood. And if the AI gets stuck, I'm still here. I'm still here to fix the problem. If the AI can't do the granular requests that the client is making, I'm still here to do them. And yes, I'm using an environment that helps me work better, that helps me work more efficiently. That is what people actually want and should want. The idea that we're going to ditch the UI, ditch everything, turn your entire business over to the agents and just be a prompt expert, I would highly caution against that. That seems to be like you are facilitating your own extermination, because when things get stuck and you have to tell the client, I mean, we can't really go touch these things anymore. It's just up to the agents to do it now. That's not that's not what clients want to hear, my friend. By the way, very frustrating to you. I mean, all the time, even if the AI gets it decent, I got to go in and tweak some stuff. I got to go in and some of the work is just way easier for me to do myself than to continue prompting. And I need to be in a platform, an environment where I can do that. as you see with the softball thing, when I relinquished myself to the agent, I have zero empowerment. I am just a bystander. And that is not a position a professional should want to be in. That's fine for my fucking little software app, but that can't be fine for my agency. There's no way. There's no way. That is tremendous risk. Tremendous risk. So I would highly, caution against these ideas that oh yeah, we don't need page builders, we don't need visual development environments. All you need is turn your life over to the agents and let them do everything and just be a prompt expert. Even if that does happen to work at some point, you're just in a fucking prompt factory. That's what you wanted your life to become. Just be in a prompt factory for cashing checks. You have no real purpose. You have no real production capability. There is really, you could say that's some sort of craft, but like really, what are we doing? What are we doing at the end? There's no art in that. There's no humanity in that. It's just, you are part of the machine, right? You are the human part of the machine. And that's just doesn't sound like a lot of fun, honestly. Okay. No, I was talking about my software. My softball. Did I say software? Softball. My little softball app. My softball app for managing lineups and all that stuff. Okay. So in short, I would say you have to understand that people are going to get exhausted by AI. You have to understand that people are going to heavily value human touch, human intuition, human creativity, all of the things that make us human. People are going to crave that. The more and more and more everything gets AI and robotized, people will crave more humanity. And you do not want to turn your agency, your job, your business, your livelihood, your craft, your discipline. You don't want to turn any of that over to the agents in full. These are always assistants. They are always your bitch, okay? You are not the bitch. Let's just be clear about that. Never relegate yourself to being the bitch of the AI. And if all you do is, if you're just a prompt game guy, you're AI's bitch. And you never want to put yourself in that position. Let's just leave it at that, okay? So we're going to be building some stuff. Okay, good. I said softball. Good. I thought I did, but I say a lot of words. The right word doesn't always come out at the right time. Anyway, there's a lot of these examples where people are starting to see it. I think people are starting to wake up to it a bit. Okay, we can close this. So I think, we're not going to do anything too crazy today, which is good. All the beginners and intermediates that are often in these streams, they don't like to always see super advanced, crazy stuff. They just want to see some, hey, how do you do some basic stuff, So, I like this one. I like this little CTA, this call to action section. And this squeeze page, I think we're going to start with the squeeze page, which can be used for a sign-up page. It can be used for a sales, like a very, very short, like a freebie page, like selling a freebie. And when I say selling, it's not always for money. You're selling the idea of putting your email in here. This could also, though, be just a login page, too. I don't know if you've seen, this is a big featured image back here. This is completely unstyled, but when we get, an actual image put in there, you'll kind of see it come to life a bit. But this could even just be a login page, a registration page. There's a lot of things that this could be used for. So it's very versatile. I just call it a squeeze page because this is the entire page. You're not really scrolling around. You're squeezing somebody into an action, into a specific action. So I think this is where we're going to start with squeeze page foxtrot. So I'm going to go to the patterns.hwp and we're going to go ahead and get in here. And I need to change to, where do we need to go here? Main share? Do the main share. Do the main share here. I'm going to try to keep the chat open as we do this. Oh, you can, Yeah, hashtag Q or hashtag demo. It might be better if you want me to demonstrate something to hashtag demo, and I can search for that specifically. Okay. Looks like a lot of people connected with the end of that rant. They understand. We're getting it. We're getting it. Okay, are we updated here? What plugins need to be updated? Oh yeah. Okay, got a little 1.3.1 to do here. I also need to go check our settings in Etch and see, are we AI enabled here? Are we undo, redo, load complex selectors? Okay, experimental custom media. Oh, we don't have our AI assistant in here. Okay, that's all right. We probably don't need it for today. All right, so let's go in and go to Content Hub and let's go to layouts, and we're gonna do squeeze page. What was it called? Squeeze page Foxtrot. Squeeze page Foxtrot. Let's create some layouts. I also want to fix. I noticed you may have noticed this. Patterns.hwp. There's one of these pages has a problem with the copy and paste button. So if I go to, did I click on it? There we go. Okay, these are correct. This is the correct button. Where was I seeing the incorrect button? Maybe on search. Hero. Yeah, see, this is not the right button, and this does not actually work. This doesn't actually do anything. But I was under the impression that this is a component, that this component is being also used on the search page. So I'm not sure why they would have different behaviors when they're one component. So we're gonna do it. Let's investigate that before we get started, because this was annoying me the other day. Let's go ahead and I think we're already in Etch. Okay, I made squeeze page Foxtrot, so I'll just let that chill over there. Let's go to the search results page and see what is going on with this pattern card. Oh, okay. Source is the item. Copy JSON button. Okay. This seems to make some sense. Let's go into the loop manager. And I think, are we using the main query loop? We're using the main query loop. And that will be pulling from the patterns. And so if we go in here and go to layouts, this would be the output. And somewhere in here, we have a JSON key for what's actually copied to the clipboard. Featured image. Okay, there's the ID there. I can't search in there yet. We really need to add search in there. I could go to the other page and see what the key is. I also want to hide them, like these capabilities, like most of that stuff we don't even need. Pricing card, Bravo, layout, squeeze page, Foxtrot. I'm wondering why layouts, components in category, patterns and components, layouts in category. It's a lot going on in this website. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to the single layouts and let's see what the key is for this copy code button up here. Okay, div right if copy wrapper, copy button, this.acf.json. Okay, so on the other page, it might be item.acf.json. But this has is this not using because I think I turned this into a component and then I never used it on this page. Okay, so let's go into templates, families archive. Let's see what's going on here with the patterns. We got our loop there and our pattern card here. Yeah, item.acf.json. Let's see if this fixes it. So let's go into search results. Let's go into our pattern card here. Let's put in item.acf.json. Let's go back and see if we can actually search something and copy. Should fix it. Hero, let's see. So do I have anything on my clipboard? Yeah, the item.acf.json. Now I copy there. Now I have JSON. So that's fixed. Okay. So that's working now. I think that was the only one that's broken, is these ones on the search results page. Okay, that works. That's fine. Let's also open edit component pattern card. Okay. All All right. Icon and label, icon only. That's what I want, icon only. So now we're gonna get the same, yes, no label, no, that's all I wanted right there. And there, now we're getting JSON. Okay, we fixed it. We fixed it, all right. Fantastic. Let's go ahead and delete that. All right, so let's go back and actually build something. A toggleable compact versus full view in the loop manager, yes. Yeah, I think we should just decide what data can be stripped out potentially too. Kind of like simplify it. Kevin, use keys. For what? For what? For what? For what? I get tired of people complaining about the quality of output of AI when they use generic prompts, free older models, or models not best for the desired outcome. That's what gets old. Yeah, I mean, there's some of that for sure, but let's be honest. Like, you know, I'm using Opus 4.6 in Cursor. You know, that's a very capable model, and I'm pretty good at prompting. Especially when I'm trying to do something specific like build a softball application, which I can't show you guys because it's got my real roster names in there, and I don't want to, you know, I gotta, that's like, we don't want to expose that personal information, but it's a pretty dope little app. And, you know, and Opus is a capable model. I still have to go back and forth a lot with Opus, and like, it'll take wrong approaches to things that are obviously wrong. And, you know, I have to correct it and re-steer it and all of that. And still, I'm very relegated to like, I have to care about the big picture stuff and not minute details, because the more minute details, it's just lots and lots of prompting. And it's honestly stuff that I could easily go in and do myself. But because it's built in Svelte, and because it didn't use a framework, and because it did, it would be too convoluted to touch at this point. And I don't like feeling that way. I don't like feeling like I'm not empowered to go in and actually sort something out if it needs to be sorted out. And that's where you know, you have this revelation that if I was building this for a client, there's no way in hell I could tell that client, I mean, we don't really know what's going on in the hood with this thing anymore. It's done so much, we just don't know. We just don't know. That can't be the process. That can't be the position you're taking. That's ludicrous. That's absolutely ludicrous. All right, let's go to layouts, squeeze page, Foxtrot. Let's go ahead and edit with Etch. Okay, so what we are building is this thing right here. Let me see if I can do some boxes, some box visualization here. So we obviously have our section. We are going to just put a image in there that we are using as a background image. It's going to be a real image. We will have probably a container, okay? And then this div will live inside of the container. It will just have some sort of max width on it for the most part, so that it doesn't extend all the way across. We are going to have, obviously, an accent heading with a real heading. I'm thinking about if any of this stuff needs to be grouped together, and I guess it doesn't, right? We'll have just a paragraph of content here. We'll have an icon list component here. I already have, I believe, an icon list component. It will have its own row. And then, of course, there's the icon and there's the label inside of each one. You can replicate this all the way down. This will be this whole thing, I don't think is going to be a component. It's going to be a pattern. It's just going to be a generic pattern that we can throw in. So this will be, a placeholder of something. It could just be a button. We'll just throw a button in there. You could just replace the button with a form if you wanted to, like this. And then we'll call this a disclaimer line right here. And that's it. You know, it's fairly simple. It's probably going to be, for the most part, automatically responsive. I don't think there's really no container queries or media queries that I really see that need to happen here. It's a very, very straightforward pattern. So let's go in and add the section, and we'll say squeeze page Foxtrot. It's not really a section, right? Because it is technically, but we call it a squeeze page in itself because there's nothing else going on here. If you wanted to name it squeeze section foxtrot, like, you know, nobody's gonna hurt you. Like the idea that you could use this on a normal page. Can I use this on a normal page with other things? Yeah, for sure. But that's not the that's not the original concept of the thing I'm building. So I'm gonna call it squeeze page foxtrot. We're gonna have this be the inner. We're gonna throw a div in there, and this div is going to be the, what do we wanna name this thing? I'm just gonna call it the content wrapper. I think that's the best way forward. So we'll say content wrapper, and then we're just gonna throw in all of the elements that we need, which is gonna be the heading first, even though, well, we determined, should this be the real heading or should this be the real heading? Lately, what I've been doing is making this the real heading always. I think because this is the more literal thing, I think it's the best practice. So we go heading, text, text. Let's just do heading, text, text, okay? So we'll do heading, text, text. Those are in. And then we're gonna see if we have a list component. So here is icon list alpha and then list item alpha. I think these two things go together. And it says right here, add list item alpha to get started. So I'll do list item alpha and I'll put that in. And that needs to go into this slot right here. And so now I have an item in the slot and I can just duplicate it a few times. So this is work that I had already done for other things. And it's just an icon list is a very, very valuable thing to have. And so you can see here that I don't have to rebuild an icon list. I just have an icon list component and I can drop that in and all is well in the world. Now I'm going to add a button and I'm going to add a disclaimer. So I will go in here to the content wrapper and I will say, let's add a link. And I will say, let's add a paragraph. Boom. And that's great. I can put a button primary on this. And then this will be my disclaimer, which is like no spam ever or something like that. No spam, comma, ever. All right. Let's just make sure that we're organized. So we'll say disclaimer. We'll say CTA. We have our icon list in there, which will not get BIMmed. Auto BIM will automatically ignore any components that you're using in here because it knows you don't want to really BIM those. We have a lead or description. How about we say description here? We say this is a headline. So we have a heading and a headline, a description, icon list, a CTA and a disclaimer inside of a content wrapper, inside of an inner, inside of a squeeze page foxtrot. The only thing now is we need our figure with our image, okay? We'll call this the BG image wrapper, and we'll call this the BG image. And then I'm just gonna right click and create the BEM classes. Okay. How are we doing in the chat? Seems like you could use the section intro component too. You could, yeah, you could probably use the section intro component. So this needs to be is background. Now, if you're creating this pattern for yourself, you know, you can use the isBG class if you've created it, right? So let me do apply isBG. Actually, I think we brought it back. So it is just a class that you can throw on here. Now, if the person you're maybe sharing this with, like you want max shareability and that's an automatic CSS class, you would want to use the isBG recipe because the recipe is framework agnostic, essentially, right? They don't have to have ACSS. They're going to get the same exact effect, and we're adding it to the BEM class, so all is well in the world here. So two ways to do that. If you're doing it for yourself, just use the class. If you're an automatic CSS user, it's fine. But if you're planning to share this or use this with non-ACSS projects, then maybe use the recipe. Okay, so what we want to do with this content wrapper is we want to give a background color of white, and we want to definitely get some padding going in here. So I'm going to use, now, let's talk about a new, it's been around in ACSS 4.0. Some people are like, what is that? What does it even do? Why is it valuable? Notice that this is quite a bit of padding here, quite a bit of padding inside of this content wrapper. I don't necessarily want that much padding. It is going to scale naturally on mobile. Okay, well, I'll just show you. Let's go ahead and do space XL or L. XL or L. Let's just go XL. I kind of like a lot of padding in these situations. We'll also hit the, well, let's do a width on here. How big do we want this to be? Like 50, 40? I think 40. 40 is about, that seems about right, right? We'll throw the radius on there. We'll throw a flex column and we'll throw a content gap. Maybe we do a content gap divided by 2. Let's throw this in here and let's do a calc. Okay, there you go. So those things are a little bit closer together. That's much better. All right. Grammar free, appreciate. Okay, good. Yeah, you appreciate the comma. I gotta remember here so I can put these up on the screen. Okay. Let's think about this. Now, we do want to use a class here typically. You know, you put your H1 class on here. I wonder if I have like a do I have an eyebrow? I don't have I have a pricing card. Bravo eyebrow. Do I have, what else would I have called it? An accent heading. Oh, look at this. We have an accent heading that we can apply. That seems to be correct. That seems to be it. Okay, this is a really compelling headline, so we'll just grab this and we'll put that in there. And heading, okay, we'll say literal heading. I think this accent heading, yeah, look what it does. Margin block end, it pulls it up by -1em. Maybe we'll go, maybe we don't want, we'll leave this calc in place. Maybe we don't want to divide this by 2 right now. Maybe we want a little bit more, maybe we do want a little bit of space in there. Let's do a lorem 40, get a little, oh, that's a bit much. That's a bit much. Let's take a little bit of that out. All right. There we go. Perfect. We have our icon list, which notice you can choose any icons in here. Okay, so if I wanted to, do I have any other icons? Let's load. We'll throw this background image in here. We'll decide if we need an overlay as well. There we go. So what if I wanted this moon, you know, icon, right? Use this media and now they're all moons, okay? So you can very easily change out all of the icons in this component, which is nice. You can control the icon color, you can control the label color, the list item gap, the font size, the icon offset, the tag for the, like this a very valuable little icon component. So we will say, what do we have as copy here? A great selling point. We need 4 of these, okay? So we'll put that in the item label. We'll come in here. Another great selling point, yet another great selling point, and then we'll say a final selling point. Okay, perfect. Nice. What else do we need to do here? What else do we need to do? I mean, I feel like, let's get the BG in there, and let's determine if, I don't think we need an overlay because we are, yeah, I mean, this is just out of the box looks fantastic. Just out of the box looks fantastic. Let's go check on the front end. I don't want to be in dark mode. What's doing that? Is that my operating system doing that? Or my, let's go to appearance. It is. You bastard. Okay, there we go. All right. What else do we need to do here with this pattern? I think it's pretty much a done deal. It's going to be automatically responsive. Oh, yeah. Let's talk about this. See how that's too much padding? The padding literally got smaller, okay? You can see the padding shrinking a bit, okay? But it's only going to shrink from L's max to L's min. What I really want this to do is I want to go, and I can actually see what the effect is going to be here. I'm going to zoom in on this for you. Space XL 2M. Okay, so BXL, but on mobile, let this, the responsiveness of the padding go all the way down to M's minimum. Right now, if you leave this off, it goes from XL's max to XL's min. But from here, just by writing 2M, which you can do 2S to XS, whatever you want to do, to any other size, you can make it go responsive all the way down to that size. And now look at, this is much better for a mobile padding. And look how much it grows. It grows all the way out to XL, but shrinks all the way into M. Very versatile tokens. This is one of the ways, by the way, that we made automatic CSS breakpoint free. No breakpoints in automatic CSS 4.0. And this is possible because we expanded the fluidness of the tokens and a bunch of other things. But isn't that super helpful? So you used to have to say space XL and then go change it at a breakpoint to space M or something else like that. Now you can just say space XL to M and it'll fluidly go that entire range, which is so nice. Guys, it's so nice. Look at this pattern. I mean, that's a really good pattern right there. Now, because it's a squeeze page, we might want to say, let's go to min height and say 100 VH, okay? So it's got to be at least 100 VH. So the min block size 100 VH, max block size is none. And then what we'll do is we will also flex column and justify everything to the center. So it's always in the center. And now when we refresh, we see it goes to the bottom of the page. That's nice. Really, really, really nice. Okay. I think we're done here. Let's go ahead and get rid of that. Let's save. What we need to do is copy. Whoever is sitting on the thumbs down button, there's some troll in here who's literally just like every 30 seconds they're allowed to hit thumbs down or something and they do it. Just what a pathetic life to live. What an absolute pathetic life to live. Imagine being that person. Okay, so I'm gonna go back to the editor and I'm gonna paste the JSON, bam. And I'm gonna say that this is, ooh, we don't have a squeeze page family. Squeeze pages. And let's add that family. And then let's go down and say that this is a pattern. And we're gonna go ahead and save. And now if you wanna use it, you can use it. It's ready for you. Yeah, these new tokens are, I've been abusing them. I've been using them so much. They're so nice. They exist for text size as well. So if you want to say text XL to M, they exist for text size. Really helpful, really, really valuable. Okay, let's do the next pattern. This is going to be CTA section hotel. All right, let's get out of there. Let's edit with etch. Hate watchers are the best, yeah. Like they hate me so much, they want to spend half the day with me. It's just amazing. It's like, I'm so in their fucking brain. I'm so in their head that their first thought on a Tuesday afternoon is, let me go watch that entire stream and just relegate my existence to clicking the thumbs down emoji on a fucking video of this guy. Like, that's what I want my life to be. That's how much I own their fucking brain. All their real estate from their left ear to their right ear, I'm the fucking captain of that real estate. And that is their existence. That they might as well be on their fucking hands and knees right here with a little leash around their neck. That's their entire existence now. And I do feel good about that. Let's go to templates. No. Let's go to Content Hub. Let's go to layouts. Let's go all the way down. What is this thing called? CTA section hotel. Create layouts. Let's get there. So create a new section. CTA section hotel. It's gonna have, let me draw it for you. Dude, people, when I drew the structure in, there we go. Let's clear that out. When I drew the structure in PB 101, oh, people love that. They couldn't get enough of the drawing the structure. They love to visualize the structure. Really is helpful for them. So I'm gonna keep doing that a little bit here. Let's center this thing because this is not the entire thing. Okay, how do I get there? There we go, okay. So we're gonna have our section. We're gonna have our inner. Inner is gonna contain this content right here, okay? It's like, this is like 95% of cases, this is the structure you're going with. Get your section, get your inner going, okay? We're gonna have a container over here of some sort, like a div over here. I don't know if we are going to, let me draw that again. I don't know if we're gonna use grid here. I don't think we can use, maybe you can if you change the grid flow to maybe like, yeah, I don't know if it's row or column or whatever. You can like change the flow of a grid. I think the way I did it here, we'll inspect it in a minute, is I think I did two wrappers, like one wrapper and another wrapper, which I don't technically like because it kind of breaks your ability to use a loop here, to loop through these images if you wanted to loop them. But I don't know. I don't know if that's how I did it or not. We'll see in a minute. For sure, this is a content wrapper here. And then you're just gonna have, once again, your heading, a paragraph that looks like a heading, another paragraph, and then a button. And that's pretty much your entire, this is gonna be a figure, and then you're gonna have an image inside of your figure. And that's it, you just call it a day. You just call it a day after that. So let's go ahead and get to building. So I know for sure we can probably go div here, because we're gonna go images list, and then this is gonna be the content wrapper, okay? And we already know what's coming. Heading, text, and link. This can be a button primary. Okay, actually, I think I wasn't using buttons. I was just using links. Let's go ahead and name this the description. Let's name this the headline. We have this as the heading. That's all fine and dandy. I think I just realized that this should be an H2 for sure, but I just realized, let me save this. I just realized that in our other layout that we just did, squeeze page foxtrot, that I probably didn't make this an H1. And because this is an actual page, it needs to be an H1. Let me save that little tweak. Let me go copy this. Let me go back and put the JSON back in. Okay, let's save that. Fantastic. And then let's get back into Edge. If I didn't fix that now, I would probably forget. So I just wanted to hop back over and fix that. All right, so let's go to layouts. Let's go to CTA section hotel. All right, so images list. Let's get an image in there. This is gonna be the image wrapper. And then we have an image, nice and natural, okay? I don't know that, does that need to be a list of images? Highly doubt it. Let's call it an image group. So image wrapper, let's just have one while we auto BIM. Content wrapper, headline description. This needs to be CTA. Just need to make sure that we like all of our names here. Now we're gonna auto BIM. Perfect, okay. So the first thing that we can do is we can take the inner, we can display grid, and we can come down and say, add a media query where, I don't really know, don't really care. We're gonna say grid template columns of grid 2. Okay, and now we're gonna get our grid going. Our content gap or our grid gap needs to be in there at all times. So this is automatically responsive. That's very nice. We're gonna take this, display flex, probably justify to the center, probably content gap that apart. That's pretty easy to handle. Now that we've got classes on this, we can duplicate. I think what we wanna do is we wanna control the aspect ratio. So we will object fit cover, and then we'll choose something like, I'm gonna do a 3x4. Yeah, maybe 3x3.5. Okay, we'll see how that looks in a minute. Let's add the border radius on there. We know for a fact on our image group, we want to have a gap between our images, but we don't know if we're going flex or grid yet, honestly. Let's look in here and see how this was done. Okay, so this, okay. Media column is display grid 2. Rows repeat 6, and then we just get some spans, I suppose. And we maybe justify it all. A line item stretch. Okay, all right. I can get down with that, I think. I can get down with that. Let's go to image group. So instead of display flex, let's just change this to grid. We're gonna go with 2. Can we get away with auto grid here? No, I don't think we can. Let's just do a grid 2. Okay, and we're gonna need a few more of these. Let's go 4, 5, 6. We want 6 of them. We're gonna go grid template rows of grid 6. Right? Is that correct? And then we are 3 times 2. We're just spanning 2. Is that what we were doing with these? It would be on the figure. No. Ooh, I put them in divs. Well, I put them in divs because in bricks, you can't loop things unless they're in a div. That's why they got put in a div. Okay, I went straight up grid area on them. Okay, well, we could just hijack that, I bet. Let's go to the figure. and say grid area. And oh yeah, this would be, is that on the nth child 2? We're gonna do these on every nth child. Okay, so we're gonna take this and we're gonna say nth child 2. Okay, and that's gonna place that. All right, grid area, column 1. Is it column? God, I never fucking remember. And the dyslexia does not help here. Okay, translate this. I gotta put the grid area in there. It's not gonna know what I'm talking about. Grid area 1. I'm always, in my brain, whenever you have a 50-50 or like a binary, like, is it row first or column first? Just my brain can't compute. It can't compute. Okay, so row start, there you go. So it starts in row 1, column 2, spans 2, spans 1. So this is the row it's starting in first, then the column it's starting in. So the row first, then the column. Row 1, column 2 for nth child 2, okay? Now we're gonna do this for nth child 1 is row 1, column 1, okay? Span 2. Dude, this is gonna be tough on the brain here. It's gonna be tough on the brain. First of all, let's get our semis in here. Okay, let's get a third in there, 3. 3, so let's think about this. This is image, are we calling this image 1 right here? Okay, so column 1, row 2. Row 2, row 2, column 1. Seems to be what that is. Row 2, column 1, row 2, column 1. That's image 1. Is this image 2 or is this image 2? Call this image 2 maybe? This one is image 2. That would be row 1, column 2. Row 1, column 2, and that's already in place. That's already in place. What are we doing with the stretchiness of this? Okay. We'll figure the stretchiness out in just a minute. It's a bit stretchier than I would have. I think maybe these are just not assigned yet. I'm not sure. Okay. What would be 3? 3 would be row 4. Yeah, does that make sense? Row 4, column 1. Row 4, column 1. Row 4, column 1. We'll see. I don't know. 4. These will all be column 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Am I working on 5? 1, 2, 3. I'm working on 4. Let's put a 5th in there just so it's in there. Okay. And I think 5, 5, 5. It would be 5, right? 2. Fuck. I don't know. Let's make the images go. Okay, so the wrapper, I think we can display flex column. And then if we flex 1 the image, hopefully it'll go all the way. There we go. Okay. So we just have a grid placement problem. This one seems to be placed well. Let's go back to the figure. So number 1 is placed grid area 2. Column 1, 2. All right, I'm gonna border check these so we know which ones we're working on. 5 pixels until we're done positioning them. Ooh, that's the first child. Okay. So how many do we have in column 1, column 1? These are all column 2. So why do we have that one in there? Okay, let's find out. That's that one. Grid area, row 1, column 2, span 2. Okay. This part is not fun. This part is not fun. This is why people, by the way, use 2 flex columns, because it's way easier. This is the third child. I'm just thinking, what is this doing right here? What is this one doing right here? Which one are you, sir? It's not 3. We know that. 2. Bro, which one are you? 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 6 images, yeah? We just need 5. That might be one of the problems. There we go. That's one of the problems. Okay. Let's find. Okay. Those two seem to be positioned fine now. It was the existence of the 6th image causing our issues. Okay. Let's go here and figure out which one of these is out of position. It's this one. Okay. Okay. There you are, sir. There you are. Get in your spot. All right. We can take the border check off. Now we at least have a loopable situation here. And what we're going to want to do is now handle the responsiveness of this. But I'm also thinking we need a bigger gap. Oh, yeah. We need a way bigger gap here. So we're going to say grid gap is there. But look, we can go here and just change it. And we can say times 2. Calc that. Now we have the gap that we want. This is going to be our accent heading. Fantastic. This is going to be an H2 for our headline here. This is going to be Lorem 30. Lorem 30. Okay. Take another look-see. Think we're doing well there. I also think that there's no padding in this section. So if we go padding block of 0, just take away the padding so that those kind of touch the top and bottom. The question is, do they overflow? I don't think they do kind of overflow because you can't see the radius. So that means it's overflowing by a little bit, Well, if we want to do that, we can do that in a minute. Let's get the responsiveness of this down. So I would say that this grid template column, grid template rows, I wonder if I should have done named grid areas, by the way. I don't think so. It's fine. Okay. If you take away, whoa, that's wild. Okay. I just took away these. I guess it's implicitly still able to make its grid. Okay, interesting. But we want to do this at a breakpoint. I would say, oh, right there. Okay. I don't know. Ugh. How do they handle it? How did we handle it back here on the real frame? Oh, we allowed it to do that, huh? I don't know that I like that though. That's a little whack. Isn't it? When you just see this image group, like as you're scrolling down, oh, that's a little whack. I would maybe just put, first of all, we dropped 2 of the images. Or no, we dropped 1 of the images. Because we had 5, and now we have 4. So we're dropping 1 of the images. I think they should just be put in a side-by-side grid at that point. So what we know is at 1280, all this fanciness needs to only happen at 1280 and up, okay? So I can insert a media query and I can say 1280, and that's where I'm going to stick these things. And I'm also gonna go to the figure and I'm gonna insert that same media query, 1280, and I'm gonna think about tokenizing this as well. But I'm gonna take all this fanciness here and I'm gonna stick it in here into this media query. So now let's see what we get when it breaks. So now it's just a list here. Okay. And so now we're gonna say, I would think maybe here-ish. Let's put this media query. Let's bump it all the way up, okay? And let's say here is grid template columns, grid. Actually, you know what? We can go less than 1280. Can we get away with auto grid here? If we go grid auto 2. Yeah, but I'm not going to be able to control. I can expand the auto grid recipe in there. Maybe. And go 2. 2. You can control the aggressiveness a bit here. That might work. That might work. And then all we need to do is tell it. Let's see. Okay. Image. Inth child 5 is inside a media query. So what I'm going to do here is, yeah, I'll just do, okay, I'll just put the other media query. I'll just reverse this. Okay, so we'll go less than 1280. I'm going to take this, paste it in there, and I'm going to say display none. Just get rid of the number 5. And then this padding block, I'm going to put in the same media query. So greater than 1280, that's when we're going to have no padding. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to say this group right here. So the content wrapper at less than 1280, order -1. Do we want the images to come after or before? I don't know. That might be a personal decision based on whoever's using the thing. But now this is automatically responsive. And then it breaks into its complexity at 1280. And it might break a little early. You know what I'm saying? It might break a little early. So what I might do here, this is where you get into the custom media definitions, right? At custom media, I'm going to say CTA section hotel. So we'll say CTA hotel break. CTA hotel breakpoint. CTA hotel breakpoint, you know? Because we can do this kind of thing now. Custom media, CTA hotel breakpoint is... Oh, okay, hold on. I'll say CTA hotel desk. We've never been in this territory before, so I have no standards for how to name these things. CTA, because you need 2 now. You need one for the up, 1280 and up, and you need one for below 1280. So custom media, CTA hotel, for now I'll say desk, okay? So inline size, actually this should be width, because these are one caveat of media queries now is that they don't support inline size. You have to say width. If you're using these for media queries, you have to say width. If you want to be able to use them for both, you need to use width. Inline size is not compatible with media queries. It's just a dumb thing of CSS. So width is greater or equal to 1280 pixels. Okay, so that's my first one. And then I'll say CTA hotel mob, that's like for mobile, is less than 1280. Okay, and so now I've got these named queries that I can use. You see the little bug here. This is already fixed, by the way. It's just waiting on the next update. So everywhere I did something at 1280, I'm going to go in and find it. Okay, here's the greater or equal to 1280. We're going to replace that with CTA hotel desk. And I'm going to come in here, and then this is CTA hotel mob. And this is CTA hotel desk. This is CTA hotel desk. This is CTA hotel mob. And look how much cleaner this is. And now what I'm able to do, I don't think I have any other references. Oh, I do. Look at this. Look at this. CTA hotel desk. Look, it all still works. But now I can be like, because I was saying, hey, at 1280 is a little early. I felt like I could have waited a little longer to break it. Remember, 1280 was just a generic number I originally came up with. But now I have the power to do this. Let's do 1168 and 1168. And now I come back and look, it's gonna survive longer and it's gonna wait until 1168. Look at the number up here. It's gonna wait till 1168 and now it all works. And this is the like insane value of tokenized media queries. And now I'm even asking myself, maybe it can survive a little longer. Do we need to break it right there? I don't think we do. I think we can wait maybe until, let's just do 1,000. Okay, so instead of 1168, I can do 1,000 pixels. I can even edit both of them at the same exact time. Now it'll survive all the way down to 1,000 before it breaks. And I think that is a much better area for breaking it. Very nice, very nice. Now I'm already starting to wonder, you know what we could do, guys? You know what we could do? Maybe we could do it. Maybe we could do it. We could destroy this wrapper at this breakpoint and essentially it would release all, well, hold on. Can we do that? Oh, I don't think we can do that because we won't have the grid anymore. Okay, I don't think we can do that. We can't do that. But on here we could. On here we definitely could. But that's not controlled by a breakpoint. That's controlled by automatic. An automatic grid. But I was going to say we could take the heading and headline and actually make sure that they're at the top on mobile. I might do that. Shit. I kind of want to do that. That would mean getting rid of this auto grid, which thankfully is easy to get rid of. Okay, let's do this. Display grid. No. Grid, just grid, template, columns of grid 2. All right, let's watch this. We're gonna try something. We're gonna experiment a little bit. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna decide where this needs to break now. And I'm gonna say it's like 5, let's do 520. Let's do 520, okay? And so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come in here and I'm gonna add another one. And I'm gonna say 520, and I'm gonna call this narrow, okay? So CTA Hotel narrow. And I'm gonna say, let's copy this. CTA Hotel narrow. And actually, let me think about this. Grid 1, yeah. I don't even know if I need, actually, a CTA Hotel narrow. Oh, okay. Display contents. Display content, that's what we need to do. Display contents implodes the wrapper, which now, if I implode this wrapper, if we do the same thing here, and this is at narrow, sorry, narrow. Did we do that on this wrapper right here? Wait a minute, hold on. Where's the image group? Yes, narrow displays contents. We come down here, narrow on this content wrapper displays contents. Now we take the head, excuse me, the heading, getting choked up, narrow, and we go order -1, and we do that same thing on the headline. Look what we get. Look what we get. This is gorgeous. This is much more gorgeous. Okay, so look what we're doing here. Here's our mobile. Let's just start on mobile. Now we start to expand out a bit. Bam. We're gonna go to a 2-column grid above our content. We keep going. Bam. We get our complex layout. And then we scale it back down. Bam. Looking good. Looking good. Bam. Headings, headlines jump to the top. Pretty good. Pretty good. Pretty good. Do 4 images with the offset. Ah, really? Really? Do 4 images with the offset? You instead of this fanciness right here? Well, here, this fixes this, because you know, well, you could drop 2 of the other images. Well, no, I don't. Let's keep in mind what they are. They're supposed to be people. You know what I'm saying? They're supposed to be like headshots. Do I have any, main query, accordion, basic nav patterns? They're supposed to be people. I mean, you could argue that we would keep it 2 up down here. Or, yeah, 4, yeah, okay. So, CTA mob, but I can't move the heading unless we go to 1 column. You can't keep 2 columns and move the heading and the text. Can't do it. Can't do it. No, maybe you can. Maybe you can. Maybe you actually can. What if we change this to mob? And we went here, and we did this at mob, and we did this at mob. You actually can. Then you never display this as contents. Look at that quick adjustment. How's that? How's that? Is that better for you? You guys like that better? Look how easy you're able to manipulate. Once the things are tokenized, once the media queries are tokenized, look how easy it is to just on the fly change up the decisions. I think that's super flexible. Which means that when you're using the pattern, it's going to be just as easy for you. You know what I'm saying? It's great. It's fantastic. It's fantastic. Now, right now, when I copy this, it's not going to take these, right? So what I'm going to do in the future, very near future, it will copy those, okay? But for now, I'm going to insert a dev note. Dev note, okay? And we can come in here, and for our content, we're just going to say import these custom media definitions, okay? Does this execute code? I don't know if it does. Let's say we need a code snippet. I think we need a I need a pre-formatted code. Okay. Look at that. Look at that. So just give it to them for people to copy. And of course, that dev note doesn't exist on the front end. It only exists in here. And actually, you can turn off its visibility if you wanted to. So that's super handy. We'll just ship with that dev note in there for now. I feel sometimes mobile is so boring compared to the desktop layouts. Yeah, I mean, can we keep the offset in mobile? Yeah, I mean, you could if you wanted to. You could if you wanted to. I'll leave that up to you. I don't know. I feel like we got 10 minutes. I want to get to Q&A. We've done 2 patterns. I don't think so. I don't think so. I mean, it's being worked on right now. Last I heard. I don't think that it I don't think so though. I can double check. Maybe they did. Maybe they did. I mean, we could try it right now. We could try it. What happens if I copy this? Copy and go to local, for example. Let's edit with etch. Let's delete whatever's here. Let's paste. So I would say no. That would be a no. That would be a no. Yeah. So I would take these and I would go here and I would go to, well, you know, you may want to turn it on first. That might help, right? Save. Let's refresh. Actually, I probably should have had those on before I pasted. Why don't we do that? In all fairness to it. Let's refresh here. Let's go back and get the code. So recopy from here just to be safe. Go back to local. Let's do another refresh. Let's make sure that the area exists. It does. Okay. Let's do a little paste. And then I would say no. I would say the answer is no. So what we need to do, you would come down here. Well, I already have them on my clipboard. You would go here, custom media definitions, and they're right here. Okay. Oops, I hit it twice. We don't need these. Okay. Where's my little comment? Oh, maybe it's local. I've deleted it. That could be. That could be. Alrighty then, and boom, it comes to life. Look at that. So as soon as the custom media definitions are in there, whole thing comes to life. But yeah, they're not auto importing quite yet. What about not removing the other image and displaying it full horizontal on medium devices? You could do that. You could do that. But it's a headshot. It may not look good to do that. It's a headshot. Okay, let's answer questions and let's look for any demo requests. I'll look for demo requests first. Could you show me how to do a sticky hide and show as you scroll, header in etch? Been trying to figure out the smartest approach for this, maybe with component, turn on sticky, etc. Show me how to do a sticky hide and show as you scroll, header in etch. Oh, you mean like when you scroll back up, it appears, when you're scrolling down, it disappears, that kind of thing. You need JavaScript for that. Honestly, if you use like I think there's like libraries like Headroom or whatever, might be the better approach to that, because there's a lot more features besides just hiding and doing all that you're probably going to want. And they usually all come inside of those little frameworks. So, or those libraries. I would say explore a library for that. Is it possible to demo looping Happy Files Pro folder? And Zach said demo custom media for these, which we did. So at least Zach is happy. Is it possible to demo looping Happy Files Pro folder? I think so. I think so. Let's get rid of local. Let's get rid of this. Let's get rid of this. Let's get rid of this. First of all, let's publish this pattern. So let's copy this. Let's get out of here. Back to editor. Paste in the JSON. This is a... I was just calling them, even though I called it CTA section, I feel like it's just content, really. Should we have a call to actions? We should have it CTAs. Let's call CTAs, whatever. Let's do it. Let's do it. It's a pattern. Let's save it. Okay, and that is good to go. Okay, let's get out of here. And let's do the happy file. I think we have happy files in here. Media. Do I? Do I have happy files in here? Maybe I don't have happy files. I don't see it. I don't have happy files here. I think because it was causing problems, but they have the new beta, don't they? Oh, come on. Really? Really? Well, wait a minute. Okay, this is what I hate about these fucking topics. Like, show me the state that it's in. Don't show me the next state. This is ridiculous. Like, this would be like you're looking at it. This would be like you're not looking at it. You know, but I'm looking at it. What the fuck? I can't. All right. I wanted to make sure you guys weren't peeking. I don't even know if this is the password. Just taking a wild batshit crazy guess. There it is. Well, all right. Well, now you have my license key. We're gonna have to burn that, aren't we? Well, I guess you're getting happy files for free today. You shysters. You absolute shysters. Only shysters would do that anyway, you know? Of which there are many. Okay, the internet is there's no shortage of shysters. All right. Can you show me how to do reveal on hover text to image that can be made to component? My handle on mobile. How to do reveal on hover text on image that can be made to a component. Okay. I think I know what you mean. Like you hover a card and a description slides in or something. Is that, Sathi, you're going to have to clarify that. Is that what you're wanting? You hover over a card and a description appears on hover? Is that what you're wanting? Happy files. Okay, so if I go to media, we now have these folders. Okay, so if I did create and I did loop me, And then I need to put some photos in loop me, yeah? So we do like 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's just loop those in the pattern that we just created. Because the reason we did all that grid stuff is so we could keep those images loopable. We can pretend that these are headshots right now. But let's go ahead and go to layouts. Apparently we have a folder called loop me. It's been a while since I've done this. Let's see if we can do it off top of the head, off the top of the dome. CTA section hotel, edit with etch. Okay, so here I am using the pattern. I want to wrap the figure in a loop. I want to get rid of these. What loop are we going to do? Well, we need to make one. And we're going to say images, okay? Images. We don't already have one called, oh, we had one called media. We had one called media. It looks like we were already kind of set up to do that. So I'm gonna steal this one. We'll do test images because I want to remember to delete this afterwards. So there's test images. It is still a post technically. I think it's an attachment. Okay, so you go, I'll zoom in for you. Loop type is attachment. Count is you want to be able to control the count, so you put in an argument here. And then post status is inherit. That needs to change, okay? And then you come in for the taxonomy, and I don't know how to get the slug. Is that the slug? I don't know where to find it for the Happy Files folder. Loop me. It could have done any of these things when I created it. Let's go back out to WordPress. Let's see if it has it anywhere. I doubt it does. I don't know. Media loop me. What did it make as the ID? Oh, okay. So category is 33. Its ID is 33. So I think maybe if I do, oh, actually, shouldn't this be like taxonomy? Shouldn't this be like Happy Files, some sort of Happy Files category? Does anybody know off the top of their head, like Zach, have you done this recently? Based on my testing, reordering a Happy Files image gallery when it is a component doesn't reorder correctly. Okay, well, we'll find that out. Can't wait to try the beta now. Yeah, whatever. Based on my testing, reorder, okay. Yeah. Andre says he uses Headroom.js for that header stuff that people wanted. Taxonomy, field, ID. Okay, so I'm gonna go to the Claudster. Why don't we, why don't I burn my AI key while I'm at it, you know? Let's do this over here. Geez, I don't know, man. This is gonna be treacherous. This is gonna be absolutely treacherous. Getting this. Okay, I'm gonna move this for a second. I'm gonna move this. We don't want to burn the open AI key, that's for sure. Okay, let me get this key situation going. Okay, copied that. Let me get it put, dude. Doing this around all of the damn eCam windows, not fun. Okay, put in this API key. Let's go ahead and save. Okay, that's in there. Save. We can bring this back. Okay, we can now go to out of the loop manager. We can go in here and we can turn on AI chat. Bring our AI chat to this side. Okay. All right. So checking active website, gonna blacklist all your websites. Yeah. Go blacklist a bunch of people. Go blacklist a bunch of people. All right, we need loop manager. We need test images. Okay. I'm gonna see if our AI friend knows the answer to this. All right. How would I adjust this to loop through a Happy Files folder? Okay, let's send. Okay. I don't have high hopes for this because it's not trained on Happy Files. It may not even know what Happy Files is, but we're going to see if what it comes back with. I'll do chat while we watch this. Yes, like a real estate image, when you hover, it shows the property details. My issue is that I'm not sure how to do this well in mobile because there's no hover on mobile. Yeah, you don't do it on mobile, but that's a good question. We can whip that up pretty quickly. Let me see if I can get this Happy Files folder going. Okay, what did it spit back? Use the Happy Files taxonomy, Happy Files category. Okay. Field is slug or term ID to filter by ID. Okay. Yeah, I want to use ID. Give me the loop configuration for that. See what it spits back. But what we need to do is come in here and we need to at least change this to, dude, okay. Let me go back. I got to remember, we got to do this for right now. You got to right click copy for right now. Test images. This is going to be the taxonomy. And then this is going to be the term ID. And then I think terms is probably the same. There it is. Look at that. There it is. So I got data. I got data. Remember the 33? I saw that up in the URL bar when I was exploring the Happy Files folder. So this would be, what I want to do is go folder ID. I think this is how you would do it. Folder ID. And if we put 33 as the fallback, okay. So we can now just choose which folder ID in real time that we want to loop through. That seems like it should work. So now we'll go to our loop and we will loop. Yeah, it says terms. Yeah. 1, 2, 3. Okay, that seems good. That seems good. Okay, thank you, Mr. AI. Thank you. You can be dismissed now. And now what I want to do is I want to grab our test images loop and I want to come down here and I want to say, hey, folder ID 33. That's the default anyway, but this is how you would use that. And now what we need to do is, if my thing lets me zoom back out, in here, in the media ID, we're going to get the item.image.id or just item.id. There it is. Shazam. Now we're looping. We're looping from a Happy Files category, okay? But what I should also do here is say, count is 5. Don't allow more than 5 to enter this loop because more than 5 would be a disaster for our layout situation. So we're going to cap that at 5. Okay, is the AI feature using API keys or will it be a paid subscription or something? Right now it's bring your own key for OpenAI, but it will be expanding in the future to other models. And you'll be able to choose your model. You may be able to have multiple models running. There will also likely be a subscription that is heavily trained using our own servers, like our own RAG system, for making sure that it is highly, highly tuned and refined. And then you would be able to opt into that if you wanted to. But there will always be some sort of bring your own key model for this. It just may not perform as well as our native model. Okay, I did that. I'm not gonna make that the copyable version. I'm gonna leave the static version as the copyable version, but that should answer the question of looping with Happy Files. And notice I used AI to help me with that. That was very helpful. I was able to do that right inside of Etch without leaving Etch. Very, very helpful. Now what we're gonna do is answer Sathi's question. And to answer Sathi's question, I'm gonna do this on local because I'm going to destroy this afterwards. But what we're gonna do is we're just gonna create a little card for him. I'm gonna actually come down, a little trick, because if you wanna do mobile first, which is technically more efficient in a lot of cases, you can just bring the canvas in like this. When you wanna work on just a little card component, just bring the canvas in to about card size and work from there, right? So he said it was a real estate card. So I'm going to say real estate card. And we're going to just like whip one up, okay? So we'll add a figure with a featured image. We're going to make this be the entire background. And then when we hover this, we're going to have maybe we're going to have the title of the property name. We're going to have that always visible. But maybe what did he say? What did he say in his demo that he wanted to show? It shows the property details. Now, he didn't give any specifications of what the details are. We'll just put in some dummy data just to demonstrate how you might approach this, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to add a content wrapper now. And inside that content wrapper, we are going to put our content. In this case, the heading would be the property name. And maybe this is the address, right? Which is going to be like a partial address. Think about 123 Primrose Drive or something like that, okay? In fact, I'll put that in here. 123 Sunflower Road, all right? Bam, just like that. This is going to be the property details, okay? Do we want to call it property details? I'm trying to think. We want the stuff that comes in potentially to be in a group, in its own group. But if you want to bring things in one at a time, they can't be in a group. So you kind of got to decide how you want the hover effect to be. We'll do it as a separate group. Okay. So inside the property details, we'll have the what do we want to call this? How about we just call it animation group? Okay. Property details animation group. Okay. Property details animation group. Yeah, that should be fine. Okay, so we can do something like the what would we want to show? 123 Sunflower Road. Price. That seems right. Price. Okay. What else would we want to do? Bedrooms. Okay. Do we want these to be paragraphs or do we want these to be spans? That's kind of up to you. Maybe decide these things. Okay. Price would be $399,000. Bam. Okay. And then bedrooms, we're going to say 3-bed. Okay. And then maybe we do bath. Okay. Let's say bathrooms, right? Bed, 3-bed, 2-bath, something like this. All right. This kind of makes sense, right? Okay. Animation group, address, property details, featured image wrapper, or we'll say property image wrapper, and property image. Bam. Okay. And I think we're ready to BEM. Let's just create BEM classes there. What we always have to decide here is, do we use the image to control the height of the card or do we use the content to control the height of the card? I'm thinking we need to use the image to control the height of the card. So on this image, what I'm going to do, we can hide our JavaScript for a second. I'm going to object fit cover this, and then I'm going to once again choose to control the aspect ratio. We want these to be rather tall, I suppose. Okay. So that controls that. We're going to take the property details, probably real estate card, position this relative, take the property details, come in and position this absolute, essentially. Property details, real estate card. Did I not put, what is going on here? Property details. Oh, I just didn't give it a position. Okay, that makes sense. If we want to, I would imagine we're positioning this across the bottom, yeah. We'll make sure that it's inline size 100%, max inline size 100% as well. Okay, probably want to go a little bit of padding in here. Let's go probably relatively small. Maybe S. Okay, we probably want to go flex column. We probably want there to be a little bit of a gap. Maybe like what, card gap? Card gap probably work well, since it's a card and all, you know? Okay, let's throw in an image. I like to make sure that we're working with a real image in these scenarios. I don't have any property-based images, but This is close enough. Okay, you get the entire city. You get the entire damn city. Okay. We want to probably have a dark overlay, yeah? So I would say let's throw a div in here and let's go with a physical overlay. So we're gonna say real estate card _ overlay. We're gonna immediately go background color of, I would say base, let's do neutral relative. Neutral relative automatically gives me opacity. Okay, fantastic. This is going to be inside of feature property image overlay. Let's go position absolute on this as well. So let's go absolute. And then I think I can just click all these buttons. I mean, that's not super efficient, but I can do it. In the property details, we probably want to go like white text for now. In the heading, we want to go white as well, just for now. Okay, so we got an image in there. We got an overlay in there. That's all pretty good. Pretty good. Okay, the next thing that we want to do. We want to determine, this is going to piss me off. Let's just go inset 0. Okay, that's way more efficient. All right, what we want to do, and sorry, the cleaners are here, so you're going to hear some vacuums and all that stuff out there. It's a little loud. Let me check. Details like number of rooms, okay, yeah, we got that. Okay, so the key here is this can't be here. First of all, let me display this as a flex row, flex wrap of wrap, okay? And then we want to gap this with card gap as well. There you go. So if this was gone, imagine this is gone. First of all, I noticed if you look here, we got a little overflow issue here. So on the entire real estate card, I'm gonna say overflow of clip. Okay, and it looks like real estate card, overflow of clip. We might wanna do that on the figure as well. Okay. And let me go look at this on the front end and see if we're having we are having the overflow issue on the front end as well. I feel like though, that should be clipping it for sure. Overflow, hidden, overflow, clip. That's not behaving. Okay, we'll have to figure that out in a minute. All right. So if we wanted these to, imagine that these were not here. This is what your card would look like. Imagine if these came in on hover, this is what that would look like, okay? So we need to handle essentially that animation, right? Missing border radius. No, I have the border radius. Where did I put the border radius? Oh, we have an automatic border radius on the image. Okay, we'll just get rid of that. So border radius of 0. And then we'll go real estate card, border radius here. And now our overflow's working. Okay, we can switch this back to clip. Okay, much better. This is why, by the way, you use the narrow canvas, right? Because this is what you would be looking at on a desktop canvas, which is obviously no good. And you're never gonna use this card like that. So it's never gonna be like that. So the canvas, just bringing this in really helps. Okay. All right, so let's think about this. Usually, animation group, visibility hidden is going to hide it, but it's not, you're still gonna have the available space, right? I'm wondering if we can get away with height 0, because you can animate height now. Height is an animatable property now. And you can animate to height auto. Right? So I'm gonna say that I think this is the easiest way to do it now. Like now that this is actually a thing with animating these properties, I'm just trying to figure out why, like let's copy this just in case. See how height 0, there's still space. I think that space is from the actual group, the gap being there perhaps. What if this didn't have a gap? What if property details was not gapped? Yes, 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 yes. So animation group, we're not gonna be able to fix this with margin either. Margin block start. Will it still have it's still gonna have its margin. If it's not display none, it's still gonna have its margin. I wonder if hiding the gap, okay, this is interesting. I wonder if bringing the gap back on hover will be noticeable. I wonder if you'll even notice it happening. I'm sure you will. Let's worry about the gap in a minute. And it's not the animation group gap, it's the property details gap that I'm talking about. Okay, in any case, let's go to the real estate card. First of all, we want this to be the link, right? We want a link inside the heading. So this 123 Sunflower Road can go, and we'll just do that. Did you guys see the magic? Did you guys see the magic of how to get a link in there real quick? So you had 123 Sunflower Road, Command X, A, tab, paste. You got to get, this is a pro move right here. I'm going to go over it again. Command X, A, tab, paste. Now you got a link in a heading and you're all linked up, okay? This is going to be the link. And then you just come to address and you say, in ACSS land, you say link color is inherit. No, let's just make it explicit. White, okay? And then link color hover, also white. And we can actually just take the color off of there. Okay. So now we have a link inside of our heading, which is nice. We're going to go to real estate card. We're going to say clickable parent. We're going to say focus parent on both of those, which now means that we should be hoverable. Oh, here's another thing that we need to do. Okay, figure here. Property details is position absolute. That is going to trap the clickable parent link, which means we need to flex this to 1. If this is display flex direction column, that should make this flex. I feel like that should be going all the way to the top. Height 100% just to see if we can get it there. There we go. Okay, I guess that's going to have to be that way. And then we will just, let's say, display flex direction column, and we'll just get everything to go to the end. Now we're back to where we started, but we should have clickable parent now. There we go. So now we have clickable parent. We should have focus parent. We do. You can see the focus outline there when I keyboard navigate to it. So clickable parent working, focus parent is working. That's all nice. Let's handle the hover now. So now we're going to come down. When you hover, when you focus visible, which there is a recipe for that. I just haven't trained myself to use it yet. Let's go with animation group. Okay, real estate card animation group. Real estate card animation group. Now, I did actually say you should do these things from the thing that's moving, right? So if we want to train ourselves to do that, you go real estate card, hover, real estate card, focus visible. I would group these probably in a where to not kill specificity. Me. So where this shit's happening, select me and say visibility. I don't even know that we need to go visibility. Like, do we even need to do that? Height auto. See what we're doing here? See what we're doing here? If height is 0, wouldn't that create an accessibility issue? Do you want to clarify, David, on what the accessibility issue would be? Let's see. Okay. So, sorry, that threw me off for a second. All right, now, we want to transition the height, right? Transition height, transition. Okay, and then do you even need visibility? Do you even need that? Oh, you do, for sure. Okay, so visibility, visible. I would even say, actually we may not need visibility. We may not need that. What we might need instead is opacity. And then we go opacity 1, and then we transition the opacity. Like that. Right? Okay. Now I was thinking that when you do these hovers, you also gap you gap the group. No. You gap, that would be on the property details. I just want to try this real quick. I'm going to steal this line right here, and I'm going to go to property details and throw that line in. And I'm just going to throw a gap in here of card gap. Oh, it does kind of, it does get a little janky. It does get a little janky. Okay. But what we might be, I wonder if it gets janky when you do this here too. Margin block start of card gap. Gets janky there too. So we're not going to be able to do that. So if I have a gap of card gap here, this would actually be on the property details. It's smooth now. But I have a little extra space. So it's not smooth going back, is it? It is in the builder, but not on the front end. So we'll have to figure that out as well. But what he asked is, what do you do on mobile? Which is essentially right here, right? So we're going to use a media query, obviously. And we're going to decide, what is the desktop like? I don't even know what that means in this regard anymore. But we might say above, 690? Right? Above 690? I don't know. You'd have to decide. 768? What do you want your mobile to be? But if we did 768, let's go to the animation group. So where the hovers are happening, I would also say, let's do a media query less than 768. You're essentially taking these and you're always showing them. So here's your normal. This hover is separate from anything else. Okay, we can even bring this down here. Yeah, there we go. So it disappears. There it is. So you see what I'm doing? I'm just saying, hey, look, like wherever we decide is mobile, we're just going to only, like once we've passed that threshold, the hover will start working. But as soon as it's a mobile device, it's just gonna always be there because there's no hover on mobile. There's just a clickable card and you see the data. That's it. This is how you handle it. This is like the answer to the question. So you just decide what the breakpoint is going to be, where the stuff that usually shows on hover is just always shown, just always there. Demo, instead of a mobile media query for width, do it for touch, media hover none, and pointer coarse. Instead of a mobile media query for width, do it for touch. Yeah. I guess would be a good way to do it. Hide auto. So let's hide this for right now. He's saying essentially, you go touch. What was the recipe name? Hover, exclude touch. Only apply hover, and pointer fine. Move that into this group. That still works there. Now you would have to test it on an actual mobile device or whatnot, right? But this still won't control it where it's always shown. Because we did the opposite, kind of. I don't know. That's breaking my brain to think about. But anyway, I explained how it's done. Essentially what you want is on a touch device, on a mobile device, you are always showing the data. You take away any of the hover actions, you're just always showing the data because they have no ability to hover. And then that way, when they click the card, there isn't a confusion between it showing me hoverable information and then taking me to the actual link that I'm supposed to be going to. App media, it should be a not, right? Is where we're putting it. I don't know. Where you put the original height 0, shouldn't that be in a not? I don't know. Again, these 50/50s, the dyslexia does not process. it just returns errors. Yeah. Hover none and pointer. So it's the opposite. Like this. Okay. Referring to existing text on a page, I know accessibility tools like Axe flag it. Not sure if it affects the actual accessibility readers. No, an actual screen reader will still read the text. So it shouldn't have really any effect on them. If you display none, that does have an effect, I believe, on screen readers. I see recipes for animations, or did I imagine this? No, not recipes for animations. It was Automatic CSS is getting an animation library, and there are utility classes for animations. But there's no recipes for animations yet. Now, those may be converted into recipes when that feature is released, and then maybe those recipes will be available for Etch also. But as of right now, it's just an automatic CSS feature. You could transform, translate also. That was the old school way to do it. I wanted to, but the thing now you have to do, you still have to do something with the size, right? Because translating something away and then bringing it back with translate, the reserved size still has to be taken care of. Anyway, just wanted to answer the question of showing people, like, since touch devices don't have hover capability, you have to exclude the hover stuff, and you have to give them all the data. Make sure the data is always visible. Otherwise, there's going to be a problem. There's definitely going to be a problem. I would keep important information like the number of rooms visible on the card. I know the animation is cute, but why? I don't know. No, because information overload is a real thing too. And you know, I don't think it's a problematic effect, actually. I think it's just fine to do that. We hide details all the time and reserve them for hover or click or whatever. I think that's a very common pattern. You want a very clean card. You want most of the attention to be on the image of the property, perhaps. And people don't want more details until they want more details, which means they either click it or they hover it or something like that. Okay. Tips on NATO naming. Specific names hurt reusability, but calling a section hotel feels weird. How do you resist the urge to visually describe things? You just have to get over it. You just have to get over it. Like, why is hotel problematic? I don't think it's problematic. If I have like feature section hotel, it's only a problem if you want it to be a problem, right? It's not a problem. It can live like that at the end. I open projects to this day where it's like feature section alpha. I don't give a fuck. Why do I care what it's named? It doesn't matter. It literally doesn't matter. All you need is unique names for the BEM classes, and so you don't have any conflicts, and you're good to go. All right, let me answer 2 more questions, and let's get out of here. Answered. There's some AI related stuff in here from our conversation with AI. Plans to apply filters AI assistant. Can you show me how to do a sticky hide? Okay, we did that. Which HTML tag is better? Is it on KG career roadmap to build more apps? No. I mean, not We got our hands full with Etch. You know, we got a lot to do on Etch. We have a lot of plans for Etch. We have a lot of plans that are, well, you're going to see soon. You're going to see. Etch is going to get very interesting as a project. Which HTML tag is better to user for accent heading H3 or H4? None. None of them. None of them. First of all, I would say if you ever get to H4, you might want to rethink what you've done. You're very questionable at that point. Let's end with a chess game today, guys. Let's end with a chess game today. Let's watch Kevin play chess. Yeah, I've been crushing chess lately. I just can't get enough. I can't get enough of chess. Some patterns are also missing in the categories, but can be found with search, for example, tabs. Okay, I'll check on that. I don't know why they would be missing, but I'll check on it. Is this an opportunity to use grid area stack instead of position absolute relative? Oh, I think you're talking about this card. Yeah, there's a bunch of ways to do. I mean, you could. Maybe, yeah, you could. For sure. Tips on NATO naming. Okay, we did that. Can we have auto replace for matching CTAs like AutoBEM, retrospectively fixing the way faster than especially a done for site? Okay, we have auto replace for matching CTAs like AutoBEM. Auto replace for matching CTAs like auto. Okay, I'm not exactly sure what you're asking. What about removing the other image and displaying full horizontal? Okay, we did that. Your real estate. Okay, we did that. Do we or will we have an attribute prop or have a current path for it? Reason, button component with different attributes for something analytics tracking, data, ribbit, prop, button, location. I'll have to think about that more. Think about that. You mean like a show or hide this prop, or I don't know. You'd have to explain more of what is needed. Okay. All right. Let's go back to chat real quick. Let's play a quick game of chess, shall we? Let's do it. I don't know if I can play chess under pressure, guys. I don't know if I can play chess under pressure. We're going to hit him with the London. Oh, no, I can't hit him with the London because it made me black. Fuck, black. Okay. Oh, he's trying to hit me with this garbage. Watch this. I can pre-play this. I can pre-move this shit. Get out of here. ISCO 7. I know what you're up to, bud. I know what you're up to. All right. Let's complete this side. I want to get this out. I want to castle. That's going to help, I think. Let's castle. Yes, props are what triggered custom events. I'm gonna put pressure on this queen. I don't want to. He can't jump here because of the pawn, so I'm not too worried about that. Oh, this is anxiety producing doing this live. Like all my plays are getting scrutinized. What if I jump here for the fork? Do you think he's going to see the fork coming? I don't think I'm under any other pressure, but I also could push pawns. You know, do I want to push pawns or maybe I should test the fork first. Let's test the fork. Let's see if he sees the fork coming. This is 100% what I do. Dude, I do a little work and I go chess. And I do a little work and I play chess. And then I do a little work and I play chess. This is what I do. This is how you clear your mind. Oh, he defends the fork. He defends the fork. Okay, I think at this point we have to start pushing pawns. And I think we can just bring this back. He's got some pressure on this pawn, but nothing else, no other pressures. I think we're just going to push this up and squeeze this guy right here. Regarding images, is there a default size for WordPress or just create a custom size? You should register your own custom sizes as part of your project blueprint. That does nothing. We're not scared of the horsey back there. Is this a problem? I don't think so. I'm defending this pawn. So if he takes, I take. If he takes, I take, but then do we need to push this one? I think we need to push this one. I think we need to push this one. I don't know yet. Can you start? You don't want to learn chess from me. I don't think you want to learn chess from me. I don't know that you want to learn chess from me. Oh, look at him go, dude. Look at this. This is just going to become very problematic. I wonder though, I would really like some protection on this pawn. Because if I push here, all right, he's inevitably gonna jump there, which I'm now no longer defending. And I can't really get my horse out of here. This has become okay. I think more no, he's gonna be able to escape that, I think. Shit. Maybe I'll come here. I gotta be careful because this horse is hanging. We're in a little bit of a treacherous moment here. You don't have a lot of calculation time because I'm playing less than 5 minutes. Okay. I'm gonna bring this back in. I may jump back down here. Okay, now I'm gonna go here. Now I got protection here. I can push here. I don't know that I should care about that right now. I don't know that not caring about this might be a problem later, but what I'm gonna do, I think I'm gonna push this bishop. Look, I just have so much strength here. I don't think he wants any parts of this. I've also got this. This is covered twice. 1, 2. There he goes. Now I'm going to push this one. And if he takes, I'm going to take, and then my queen is going to be all up in his shit. Oh, he's going to give the horse away. No. Do I want to keep going? Do I want to keep the pressure going? He takes, I take, and my queen is all up in his shit. That might be what I want to do. Now he's going to take with the pawn. He's going to take with the pawn. He's going to take with the pawn. I'm going to take with the pawn. He's going to be left with another. I'm just going to keep pushing the pawns. How much can I aggravate him? He takes, maybe. Or maybe this becomes a little bit of a, oh, he just retreats. Okay. Maybe I come in and reinforce this. I can't take too much time. We're getting low. 138. We're down on time is the problem. We're down on the time. Maybe I should have taken the horse. I probably should have taken the horse. This I'm going to take. He may take, I take. He still can't come down here. This is getting treacherous, guys. This is getting treacherous. He's got to hop this back out. That's not going to do anything. Get out of here. Oh, dear. Oh, dear. I didn't see that coming. He's got this file clear. This is a problem. This is intensely problematic. The good news is he can't bring this horse down. I may need to come back up. I should have taken the horse on this side, I bet. This is why you don't want to learn chess from me. This guy, I'll tell you right now, this guy's better than 280, though. All these fucking shysters, what they do, they sandbag. Now I'm up on time, though. Now I'm up on time. Okay. I'm going to push in the middle here. I don't know if this is what I really should be doing. But I need to expend less time. I need to get, okay. Oh, he brought that down. Okay. Ooh, if I take, he takes. And now he's got a lot of threats in here. He can take here. I'm going to come defend this. I don't like this situation. This triangle, I don't like. He's putting the pressure here. Oh, I can't move there. Okay, I'm gonna come put the pressure on the queen. Oh, he's down to 18 seconds. He's down to 18 seconds. Oh, fuck. This is a problem. This is intensely problematic. Where can I even move? I don't even understand where I'm allowed to. Oh, I'm gonna have to go down here. This is very problematic, guys. Very. Give me white. I want it to be white. Again? Again. I'm gonna castle the other side this time. Unbelievable, dude. Unbelievable. I really thought I really had a good. That push on that other side might have failed. It might have failed with the not taking that knight. You make one little mistake. You make one little mistake. All right, hold on. I'm going to wait till I'm white. First of all, I just did all of that as black, and it's going to make me be black again? What is the conspiracy here? I may really go harass his queen for this. I don't like this gimmick opening that people use. And I don't know why I've had to face this gimmick opening twice in a row. Let's do this. I'm going to castle queen side this time, I think. I'm going to bring this probably to right here. You know, I had him down to, what did I have him down to? 20 seconds? I had him down to 20 seconds and he pulls out a mate. See if this guy is serious about taking this. How about we just do this? How about we chase this guy all the way back to whence he came? He's susceptible to, look, once again, susceptible to the fork. Now he's not with this here, but I'm going to chill and see what he wants to do. I might sneak this out and have a discovered attack on the queen here. I may just take. I'm tired of him dancing around with this. Oh, if I take here, he's got a shot in on the queen. I'm not going to take it quite yet. I'm going to position this for a discovered attack on the queen so that when I go for this, oh, fuck, there goes my rook. Let's give the discovered attack anyway. I want to see if he recognizes it. You know, I might have a shot. I did. Oh, wait a minute. He's got a little checky check there. Hold on. Pause. All right, I'll be honest with you. Losing the rook on the other side, I was not mentally prepared for. I was not mentally or emotionally prepared to lose my rook on that side. I'm mentally trying to recover right now. We're down 5. It doesn't mean we're done. It doesn't mean we're cooked. Yeah, the rook tech, I was monitoring the left side of the board. I'll be honest with you. I was not monitoring the right side of the board. That's an interesting take right there. Just what? Just wants to trade? Guess you just want to trade. He's got to move the queen still. He can't hang there with the queen. Also, that destroyed my whole plan of castling queenside is a goner. I'm going to bring this in. I really need to get this knight out of here if I can. Get this knight on this side, perhaps. Still thinking here. Oh, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. Ah. One step too late on the fork. I can still get this rook though. Because he can't move the rook. He can't move the rook, right? He's coming here to protect. Oh, he just gave me the fork again. He gave me the fork back. Uno dos. Which rook do I want to take? Do I want to take this one though? Because this one's buried, right? Should we leave this one buried? We take the E rook, right? Take E1? What do you guys think? We go E1, yeah? Whoa, what is he doing? He can't take, he can't take. What does he think he's going to do? Dude, I can hop back out and take this rook. What is he doing? He's got nothing. He's got no life left. He got an early rook steal and couldn't build on it. Imagine being Mohab 2078690 right now. He's probably sweating his ass off. He's got 47 seconds left. Where can this go? Can't go here. He can go here. No, not really. I can take there. This guy has no respect, no love for the rooks. We need to end this situation now. We can get up here. If I get on this line. Oh, really? Really? I think I'm going to go here, and then we've got to check to start our checks, which is going to open up this right here. I think we do that. That's a little bit of a problem. Okay. How do we want to handle this? I mean, he takes, I take. This is not a problem, right? This is not a problem. Why don't we kick the horse? Kick the knight out of here so I can go check him. Bam. Good night. Mohab 207. Okay, now we're white. Last game, guys. Last game, guys. Last game. Okay. We're going to go. How do we want to play this? Don't give me black. Okay. Okay, we're good. We're good. Do we want to go queen side open? King side open? Shocking. Well, I don't study openings enough. Quite enough. Maybe I should. I'm going to go. We got to be careful. Can't just push this straight up because he will come down and takesies and just get a free pawn. I'm already up a pawn, which is nice. What is bro doing right now? I don't understand these tactics. I think I'm just going to take the second free pawn. I need to get out, and castle. I'm going to pin his knight to his king, so he can't move that. This is giving me a chew. Don't do that. Do not do that. But I can... I'm going to be super safe. We're going to pin this. If he advances forward, I have an easy check. I even have a, take here. Which might be nice to pull out at some point. For right now, I'm going to castle. He's going to come threaten the queen. Maybe I go. Let's just step over one. Let's just step over one. I do want him to, I want to prevent him from coming down, so I might poke this pawn up right here. I'm definitely going to bring this out, though. Which one do I want to do first? Okay, that's not a threat. Let's bring this up. I'll bring this out. Okay, he wanted to fork this. I didn't draw that correctly. But look, I've got a pony. I've got a nice little pony to come out and just stab this pawn. This poor little pawn that he sent to its death. Why not? Why not? Then I move this over. If he doesn't move his queen, watch this. He's going to be in dire straits. I'm going to move this here. This is going to be a big problem for him. I don't want him to come down. There he goes. There he goes with it. And I think now he's got big problems. He can't move. He's got to take. Then he's going to get taken on a line where he has no other defense. I mean, guy, what do you think I'm not going to take that? You think you're just going to leave that sitting there? I'm just not going to take it? And now I have a check and a bishop? Guy. Whoa, Ratchet. What were you thinking? No, he resigns. Look at this. Look at this. All right, we got to call it. We got 2 wins in a row. We got to end on the 2 wins. All right. If you guys want to see more chess, we can always end these streams with a little bit of chess. I'm never gonna, say no to that. So if you guys like seeing that, we can do that. But thanks for being here today, guys. It's been a long stream. I got to go get some lunch, and I got to do some work.